Hey y'all, welcome back to All Things Jazzy. So I'm just here with a recap of a live that I did making some cookies. You guys, although I have a cake mixer, a stand mixer, I have a hand mixer, I still chose to sit here and go to work with a bowl and a spoon. Something I probably would never do again. But this just goes to show, this is a video to show you, if you ain't got all the fancy stuff, use this. Just use a bowl and a spoon and you're good. So I started off with some brown butter. Now I melted my butter and browned it up before I had actually went live, because once you brown the butter, it's hot, of course, so it had to sit and cool off before I could put it in the dough or make my dough with it, because other than that, everything would have just been hard and I would have been making some caramel by hand. So after I did that, I added the rest of my ingredients. I started off with the wet stuff first, with the sugar and the eggs. Everything was room temperature. I always use room temperature ingredients, but I can actually say this. Once when I was making some cookies for my kids, I forgot to take everything out and I made it without using room temperature ingredients. So then as a baker, it becomes like you make stuff your own, right? But science, room temperature is best. Okay, so y'all can see this big old bucket of flour that I have that needs to be refilled. Like, I don't even have to go to the store because I got bags in a closet, tied up in my pantry closet, of flour that has not been opened yet. So I am just going to refill this bucket. I usually refill it weekly. This flour is only for baking, so I only use it for baking. So I added my cups of flour. Now I use the method with the butter knife to chop it up and make sure that everything is in there, and then scrape it across the top to just get an even cup. And then the other little green one was a half cup that I have. I absolutely love that one because it comes with the little scraper for you to level out the cup. Now I love to add cornstarch to my cookies because not only does it help them to be softer, but it also gives them that rise, okay, that doughy rise as well. So I always add a little bit of cornstarch into my cookies, especially if I'm not using you guys, I have a brain. My brain just went blank. If I'm not using cake flour. If I'm not using cake flour, if I'm just using all purpose. So for these cookies, I do like to add a whole lot of chocolate chips. And like I said, I was going to work. My arms was tired. But me and the people was enjoying this live together. And I happened to get 4 orders on this live. So I was happy about that. Kudos to my people that was on the live with me and placing orders. It came back like, hey. And they were for real. They were for real. But anyway, so now that the cookie dough is made, I am going to put it on this saran wrap, plastic wrap, whatever y'all call it. And so I can put it in the freezer for about 30 minutes before I decide to bake them. So what I'm going to do is place this in the freezer, and then I am going to come back and let it sit out so that I can roll it up. So I always like to weigh the dough, like the large dough that I have. So if I just have some wrapped up like this, I weigh it to see how many cookies I'm going to get out of here. So I'll make my cookies 3 ounces each. So I always weigh it to see how many cookies I'm going to get out. And then I weigh the cookies individually and roll them up. And then let me show you how you can store them, because I actually did store, for the most part, majority of these cookies, because this person only wanted 3 chocolate chip cookies. And then they wanted 3 strawberry cheesecake and 3 banana puddings. And as always, the link is below to order.